All right, that's a little bit embarrassing. Yesterday, Mark Novak and the DY Fire Department have we got some lessons to teach you today. Stay tuned, guys.
I'm the ringleader, so listen up.
I find this a little bit to talk about, a little bit difficult to talk about, guys and girls. Billy, I'm sorry. Everyone, I'm sorry. Yesterday, I decided to blow out the server cabinet in our office, and 52 units had to evacuate our unit block. And I apologise to everyone 3 times each, and I'm really sorry, but I'm also a bit worried about what I learnt.
Yeah, it was a late night in the office.
It's a late one. It was a late one. So Billy, what do you know about what do you know about fire safety?
Well, can we? Fire safety is massive. It's probably when I'm talking to buyers, it's probably one of three big fears they have. The number one fear is balconies, balcony upgrades and concrete cancer. Number two comes up as fire upgrades because they are
Yes.
expensive, but they're so important. So let's step people through 60 seconds what happened last night.
So, so anyway, I decide to the server cabinet for 5 years, 6 years, 7 years has been never had a good clean. So I decided to blow it out, vacuum it out, and there's dust everywhere, everywhere, dust, 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 and
Yep.
the fire alarm goes off. And if anyone who doesn't know, we're in a building of 52 units. It's a 6, 7 story building. Everyone's evacuated on the street. So I'm like, you're an idiot, Mark. And the second thing I'm thinking, while it's all the sirens going off, this thing's loud. The second thing I'm thinking is, like, how did I do that with dust? So, first of all, if you're in like an office block or a big building, they're not only sensitive towards fire, they are sensitive towards dust, these things. So I dusted up the server room, the alarm went off, I'm outside, and we're waiting for the fire department.
Yeah. But the shocking thing here is what happened when the fire department turned up.
So 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 I'm apologising to everyone in the building, going, look, I'm really sorry. That was me. I was dusting the server cam, and I'm really sorry. That was me. And there's this control box. I'm standing at the control box, and it's warning us of all these lights are going off. And I've had this happen before in the building because we've been in the building for 7 years. So there's a couple of rules. So you never reset the alarm without or isolate the alarm if you haven't actually, if the fire department actually hasn't been out and checked the zone that's in danger. So you just don't turn an alarm off unless you're 1,000% that it's actually not a fire. Number one.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we're going. I know it's not a fire because it says the zone, it says real estate on the panel, and I know it's us that set it off. Could have been
Mm.
someone else. So check, check, check. So, and I know it was the dust, and I know exactly when I triggered the event.
Mm.
But we're waiting outside, and everyone's waiting outside, because it's really, really noisy. And like, we're there for like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 25 minutes. And the fire department, God bless them, they do a beautiful job. Good guys. Word out to the fireys, by the way. The fire department, nothing. So we ring them. They're only about 100 meters up, 200 meters up the road. So we ring them, and then while we're ringing them, I'm trying to get into the fire panel, and it's locked. And so we ring them, and they answer. Lovely guys, and they're like, "Is there a key on top of the fire panel?" We're like, "Oh, look on top of the fire panel." No. He's like, "Well, just, are you guys coming?" He's like, Nope. Well, like, what do you mean? He goes, we go, but didn't you get like an alarm code trigger? They go, yeah, could have gone to another fire station and they could be on the way.
Mm.
If we're busy at the time, they'll send it to another fire station. We're like, wow, okay. It's been 30 minutes and we're a pretty big building, and they've come out like in seven
Quickly.
years, probably about 3 or 4 times, super quick.
Yeah, yeah.
And he goes, mate, just turn it off. I'm like, yeah, but how do we turn it off? He goes, get the building manager. I get up, and Morris is the building manager. I'm like, I'm with the building manager. Morris, have you got a key to the fire control box? And he's trying different keys, trying different keys. Lovely guy. Um, Nah. So I work my way into the firebox. I won't say what I did, but open the firebox, silence the screecher, and
Yeah.
everyone in the building's like, "Oh, cool, okay, all done." And then Morris and I are still standing there, and we're reading the panel, and it says, "Oh, your fans are on in your building, so you have to reset your fans in your building because there's all these extraction fans that turn on." A lot of stuff
Mm.
happens. So the guy, talk to the fire guy. Still got him on the phone. He goes, "Look, we'll just come down. We'll come down." So they come down to the to say, so they walk in, lovely guys, and he's like, and I'm like, dude, how do you turn these fans off? I'm chat GPTing it, and he's like, presses his button for like 1 second, and it's all reset perfectly, the panel. And I was like, mate, thank you so much. Do I have to pay you anything? There was no fine, thank God. Um, but what struck me, and then we said to them, like, aren't you guys connected? They said, no. We're like, is that the law? It's like, yep. Some panels are in a certain period are connected to us. Some panels are not connected to us. It could have gone out to your fire guys, your third party fire guys. I think they're Pro Fire or whatever the name, different names. They're Celtic Fire. I'm not sure. Anyway, that's the story. So the moral of the story, and I want everyone to know this, is you just if there is a fire, you just don't rely on your panel in your building or your alarm going off in your building, and don't assume that it's gone to the fire department. Ring, ring, ring in the event of danger on the phone. I know it's obvious, but I could imagine someone burning out their kitchen and all of us standing downstairs saying, "Yeah, yeah, they'll be here soon."
Yeah, 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 absolutely. And like I was just looking this morning about like what are the 10 biggest fire upgrades that are coming, and the compliance is ever changing, but it's ramping up more and more. You've got the fire detection and alarm systems. Like that is the fire panels. If you're ever wondering what they actually look like, they are like the glass box in the foyer. Um,
Yeah.
Often got the glass panel at the front, and tells you pretty much everything going on in the building. It can pinpoint where exactly something's been triggered.
Yes, it's genius. It saves, rather than fireys having to go through every unit, they know straight away where it is. Mm.
Yeah, another thing we're seeing is, and this is an expensive one, is the sprinkler systems. So in the common areas, you'll find there's, emergency sprinklers, and like they'll dampen common areas. So, again, they can turn on.
Yeah,
Fire doors seem so logical, but the front door of most apartment buildings, they're not just any front door. They're built to fire code. They're really expensive. Really
and they
expensive.
compartmentalize the fire from oxygen, so they
Mm.
slow down the spread from compartment to compartment in the building.
Another one as well I'm finding is hydrant systems, and they're located generally at the front of the building if they're not already connected to another mains point. So if you're ever walking down the street and you see, a fire hydrant and it's sort of positioned towards a particular building and it looked like it's sort of fairly new and it's popped up out of nowhere, that's why. But some of these things like 50, 100 grand in cost. Emergency and exit lighting, lots of signage, and that's just an example of some of the stuff you're going to find in your building if it's not already done. You can factor it in as an expense, and if it's already in there, someone previously has kind of paid for that as a part of a special levy or a strata levy, so there's value in it.
Look, and it's all like you roll your eyes back until you don't. And I think make yourself aware, or at least make sure there's someone in your strata building that has an awareness. So after this event happened, um, the building manager and I looked at each other because I'm there business hours, 6 days a week, 12 hours a day. He's there at nights. And we both looked at each other and said, we really got to know our shit. So we're actually getting out our fire guys to train us on, how that building works in terms of fire. So we know, look, we're not going to be putting out fires, but even if, muster stations, where everyone goes in the event of a fire, identifying, how everything works and stuff like that. But even just the basic knowledge that I did not know that the building is connected or not connected and relies on a call to the department, to the fire department. You just assume that as soon as it's a bigger building and you hear a trigger and there's a beautiful big fire panel that of course they're going to get called. No, call them. You want to know the funniest bit?
What's that?
It's embarrassing. This guy walks from across the road and there's another building of 70 across the road that's been there for 6 months, 12 months.
Mm.
He comes across and goes, "Did you call the fire department?" We're like, no, it comes, automatically when it rings, And he's like, yeah, no, you guys aren't connected. And then, and then the two old guys, this guy's like your age, Billy. And then the two old guys, like Morris is probably 60 and there's me, 50, 48. We look at it, Morris and I look at each other, we go, Morris goes, mate, we've been here for 10 years. I'm the building manager, you know, we've had the fireys out a couple of times. Of course, this is connected. And he goes, the young guy goes, yeah, no, I was here a couple of months ago and someone was saying the building's not connected. And we're like, nah, mate, it's all like if we could have said what we thought, it would have been like, mate, what do you know what you're talking about? Just go back across the road. We got this sorted, mate. We got this sorted. He was bloody right. He was bloody
Yeah.
right. And it's law, and look, it's a compliant building. It gets checked every like 3 months or 6 months. We have the fire guys all over our building, so it's a compliant building. But some don't assume your building's connected to triple O. You got to ring.
Yeah. Yeah. Good practice run last night, but there's room for improvement.
It's good to know.
Yeah.
And before I go, I just want to say, um, these guys in emergency services, respect to you. Like, I feel like, you know, police, fire, ambulance. You're only there in trauma situations, and it's nice just to be thankful for these guys and what they do, and give them a shout out. Thank you,
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Their knowledge is power. There you go.
massive. Thanks,
Yeah.
Billy Bob. Everyone have a
Have a great
great
day.
day.
See you
Get
later.
down low and go, go, go. Bye.